Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kim and today we're going through my June TBR. So in June, I'm not planning to do any readathons whatsoever, but I do have some things coming up. I have a concert this Sunday coming. It's in my city, so it's not going to take too much time away from what I normally do. But me being old, I'm probably going to need the next day to recover. So yeah, that might hinder me just a little. And then I'm also going away for a week next week. So I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done then because we're going to go out on day trips and going to be spending some time with my family. So I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done then. But I'm hoping I'm going to get a lot of reading done because looking at this TBR, it is chunky. I kind of hindered myself last month when I didn't read any of my chunky books that were on my TBR. So, should we go through what I've got to read next month? The first one that I did pick up was last month's first law book. We're doing first law along with Becca from Becca in the Books, and it is The Trouble with Peace. It's not the chunkiest on my TBR, but it's also not the smallest on my TBR. It is 529 pages, so yeah, I need to get this read pretty early on this month. The next one is for the Alcohol Book Club. Again, Becca in the Books Patreon. I'm not part of the Patreon, but when she mentioned that her Patreon was going to read these, I did want to pick them up as well. So it is Daughter of No Worlds. Again, not the smallest book in the world, but Daughter of No Worlds. Then one that I picked up from the library and I really want to get to is Game of Thrones. I looked everywhere for this and I finally managed to get my hands on it. It's a nice decent copy. I need to read Game of Thrones and it's not the smallest. It's definitely not the it's another chunker. It is 780 pages long. So yeah. It is quite floppy though, so I quite like that. Again, another one I picked up from my library with every intention of reading last month was Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Again, it is chunky. It is chunky. Oh, wait. 788 pages. It's going to be a chunky month. It's going to be a chunky month. And the chunkies don't end there either, because also from my library, which I've had for about 3 months, and I'm really in the mood right now to do it, tandem read Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn. I've had both of these. I had this out for about 3 months and this out for about 2 months. I have started this, but I'm thinking if I do the tandem read, it is chunky, which means I'm going to be reading all of that. Yeah, I kind of want to do the tandem read so I can get both knocked off at the same time. But again, not the smallest in the world. And it doesn't end there. So that's everything that I'm carrying over from last month. Now let's get to this month's TBR. So first off, my In Real Life book club needs to pick up the next Harlan Coben book, and it is Tell No One. It is quite small compared to the rest of them, so we're liking it. But yeah, this is going to be my next read for my In Real Life book club. We are going through all the Harlan Coben books. This is the 3rd month we're doing this, so yeah, can't wait to get onto this. I'm really loving this guy's writing. And then when I said the chunky books are not finished, the chunky books are not finished, and I'm dreading this one. I think you can guess what it is. If you've been here for a while, you can guess what it is if I'm dreading it. It is Wheel of Time Book 10. Crossroads of Twilight. We are reading all the Wheel of Time books with Sandra over at Got a Thing for Things. I think we're all hoping that the Brandon Sanderson takeover is a lot better, but it is the next Wheel of Time book. And it's chunky. Really hoping this is better than the last few that I've read. I'm hoping there's less braid pulling. I'm really hoping there's no like outfit changes. You know, women can do more than just outfit changes and braid pulls. So hoping this is better. Cannot wait for the Brandon Sanderson takeover. The next one on here is for the Rory Gilmore Book Club. This month we have to read a book that Rory herself has read. I went through the recommendations that Jules put up on her website, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn grabbed my attention. It is a children's book, so it shouldn't be too hard to read. I did think it was smaller, but it being a children's book, it should be a quick read. The writing is quite large, so yeah, it's on the list. I would also like to get to the A Court of Spicy Books book for this month, which is to read When the Moon Hatched. There is hype everywhere for this book right now, so I'm hoping that it's going to be a good one, and I'm hoping that I can get to it. A Court of Spicy Books book for this month. The next word is the Buzzword book for this month, which is hosted by Books and Lala. It is to read books with repeating words on the cover. So for this, I'm going to hopefully pick up, this has been on a few TBRs, hopefully pick up Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. Again, everyone and their mother seems to be loving this, so I'm hoping that I will too. The next one that I would like to try and get on here is the Tiny Terrors book for this month. It is hosted by Ali over at Hardback Hoarder. This month they are reading They Were Here Before Us. And then the last book on here is the Alcohol Book Club. Again, I don't participate in the Alcohol Book Club because I'm not part of the Patreon, but I wanted to read along with the books anyway. Thankfully, Becca has said that they're reading this over the next 2 months, so I might push this to next month, but if I have time, I'll get to it. It is Children of Fallen Gods. And that's it. That is everything that I want to read in the month of June. Do I attempt to hold this stack up? Oh, dear Lord. Dear Lord. What am I doing to myself? That is quite the stack of chunky books. And that's not all of them. Do I think I'm reading all of this? No. But I'm hoping I can try. So yeah, that's everything that I'm reading this month. What do you think? Is there anything here that you have read and that you would prioritise over the rest of them? Let me know down below. I don't know where to start with this lot. Anywho, as always, down in my description box you can find a link to all of my socials. Come give me a follow on Goodreads on Instagram and on X. You can like this video, you can comment, and you can subscribe if you want to. Want to let me know you're here without actually talking to me? Let's pick one at random. Let's do this one. Oh, let's leave me the mountains emoji. I'm sure there is one. Yes, there is one. Leave me the mountains emoji. And I will see you next time. Doodles.